The American Deer and Wildlife Alliance is proud to present Deer and Wildlife Stories. I'm Keith Warren.
Right on, baby.
I'm a hunter, a fisherman,
That's what you don't want to do. See, that thing's going all the way through my hand.
a conservationist,
Oh, come on.
a family man, and I'm proud to be a deer farmer.
Me? Yeah.
I'm taking a road trip, and we're going behind the scenes of today's most innovative deer farmers and wildlife management operations in North America.
He's awful busy. You sure he can handle this job? He is mowing down the wrong trees.
This is Deer and Wildlife Stories.
You get to lead.
Welcome to Louisiana, northern Louisiana to be exact, where today I'll be checking out the first deer farm I've ever been to in the Sportsman's Paradise. It is the middle of the day, middle of August, and we are in Louisiana. And we are with the granddaddy of deer farmers here in Louisiana. And Bill Holdman is his name, and he's right here. And we've got fruit trays. And this is kind of unusual.
Fruit.
All right, Bill, tell them what we're doing here.
We use the fruit every day. We feed the fawns twice a day. We feed this chopped up fruit, grapes and bananas, carrots, apples of all sorts. They love them. It keeps them coming up close to us where we can check on them every day. And it's a real treat for them in this hot weather. It's about 102 degrees today. Humidity is about 98, plenty warm. And so if Keith doesn't eat all of our fruit, there'll be some left for the fawns.
Okay, well, let's go in there. That's pretty good. I've never seen anybody give them a fruit tray before. How many fawns do you have in here, Bill?
There's 36 in this pen right now.
Goodness, no wonder you have 2 fruit trays. Hey, so all these have been bottle raised?
All these are bottle raised.
Oh my goodness. Come on, fellas.
Come on, boys and girls.
Come here. Come up here. Now these deer are all weaned then, so how old are they?
Most of these were born in middle to late May.
Now let me ask you this. Are these tomatoes?
Tomatoes.
I didn't know that deer would even eat tomatoes, to be honest
love
with you.
Tomatoes, love cucumbers, carrots, apples,
Look at all that.
bananas,
Looks like a vegetarian
all
meal.
sorts of grapes, persimmons, just any type fruit, they'll just about eat it.
Yep, that's a meal right there for a vegetarian. And that right there is about my favorite kind of vegetarian. Yeah. I think it's neat when you've got deer out here like this with a variety of stuff. It's like a buffet to watch them what they'll eat. You can watch these things, they'll pick through and eat. Some of them eat carrots first, and some of them eat the bananas or apples, grapes. I know that my deer love grapes, but look at that, she's eating the apples right now. They look for a vanilla wafer with
vanilla wafer. They love vanilla wafer.
it. Yeah, they do. I know y'all probably think we're crazy. They do love vanilla wafers. They'll eat Oreos too. Well, show me this over here. You've got a neat covered feed trough over here. Show that to me. Some guys are eating on that.
We use the covered trough to keep our feed in out of the weather.
Right.
Try to keep the feed fresh.
Wow. Now look, you can tell who the dominant one is. Look in the trough right there. That right there, I believe that's going to be a dominant deer. And the reason why is, that's his feed trough right there.
That's his feed trough.
It's his feed trough. Probably saying, look, it's mine. Get out of there, Keith Warren. Yeah. So tell me what you're feeding here, Bill.
We start all of our fawns on calf manna. Seems to work really well. It's a sweet feed, and they love it. So we try to get them started when we start trying to wean them. This time, 3 months old, they're eating a lot of calf manna. This is our regular feed that we feed all the big deer, and we'll mix the calf manna with this, and over a period of a couple of weeks, get them weaned all the way over onto our regular feed that we feed all the deer.
Wow. And so you come in here every day and feed them like this.
Feed fresh feed every single day.
Nice and convenient. Well, I'll tell you what, it's a good thing your pens have lots of shade. Cold fruit. Come on. What is that crazy man doing? Deer and Wildlife Stories is brought to you in part by the North American Deer Farmers Association, New Dart, the North American Deer Registry, DNA Solutions, and Elam Woods Whitetails. You know, the cool thing about deer farming is there is no wrong way and there's no just set one way to do anything. And everybody kind of does their own thing a little bit different. And I see right here, you've got a real neat system. Tell everybody what this is.
Well, we try to learn something everywhere we go. And one of the things we learned in Louisiana, we deal with bugs. We have more bugs than anybody in the United States.
Bugs is bugs.
Bugs.
Okay, so y'all understand that bugs is bugs. Okay, go ahead, Bill. I just had to make sure and translate, so go ahead.
Okay. This pipe comes from a barn up here with a tank with a pump on it.
Mm-hmm.
Comes up out of the ground with a 3/8" tube, goes to the top of the fence, and we have a mister system around all of our fences.
Okay, and how often do you put it on?
We mist twice during the day, about 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock. That's primarily to take care of wasps, horseflies, and deer fly.
Okay.
Pretty much eliminates them. Then we start an hour before dark and mist every hour all during the night.
Okay, I know that there are people that also mist up north, but they don't have. They've got flies up north. You've got stuff that's even worse than flies down here. And if you've got bugs, you need to make sure and take care of your bugs. I'm not picking on you. I'm just trying to translate. Well, I want to see these misters as they actually are
You'll see them
working.
come on here after a while, and it just kind of creates a fog that drifts across the pen. Every flying insect it touches, it kills.
Cool. All right. Tell me about this midge fly, because I don't know anything about it other than they're bad dudes.
A midge fly is a tiny little fly. We call them no-see-ums. The hunters call them no-see-ums. They
Right.
bite. It's like a little bat biting on you.
Yep.
They feed at night primarily. They come out just before dark. The first thing they're going to do is get a blood meal at the closest, easiest place they can get a blood meal. And a congregated group of deer is an easy place. They'll feed during the night. Then the last thing they do before they go to roost in the morning is get another blood meal. And so that's the reason we spray with our mister system right before dark and all during the night and right at daybreak, so that we'll try to eliminate as many midge flies as possible. The midge fly is the vector that carries the EHD virus.
That's pretty cool stuff. He's a smart guy. What in the world is that, Bill? That is some kind of nasty. It's got some pookie on it. What is that?
Well, actually, a goat farmer taught us this. We take tether balls and put a sticky paste on it and hang it up. When it blows in the wind, if there's a deer fly or horse fly around, he's going to land on that ball, and when he does, he sticks to it. You'll catch every deer fly and every horse fly in your pen.
Yeah. Well, you went in some extra trouble here, and I know that there's a reason for it. And any farm boy knows what that is. So
Don't touch it, is all I can tell you.
tell them what you have that there for.
Well, we make every effort we can to keep the predators away from our pens, and also to keep the bucks in our hunting preserve from fighting with the bucks on the inside. And so we take these hot wires. We've got one about 6 inches off the ground, 12 inches and 18 inches. And anything that touches that is not coming back, I guarantee you. And I'd like for you to try it.
Really? Well, you don't want me to come back? Come on. I do have to take a leak.
Does Keith do this at every farm you go to?
So this is the handling facility, huh?
Yeah, this is where we run all our deer through every year.
Okay. This is where they get the hands on them. All right. Good deal. Air conditioning and everything, huh?
Yes, we had to air condition it. We handle our deer a lot in September.
Yeah.
And it's still in the upper 90s here most of the time.
Yeah.
And just had to do that to, keep them comfortable, keep them calm.
Anybody at home, if they've watched our show for any length of time, they've seen this name right here, okay? Deer handler. And if you're gonna handle deer, I don't know, there may be another system, but the most popular system, the one that I've got, is the deer handler. And these deer will come through a chute. What, you got a TV up there, what is that?
We try to keep up with our deer. We watch each deer in each cradle
Yeah.
or holding room before they come into the chute, just to be sure they're still calm, everything's okay with them. We know the tag number, all that sort of thing, so
Okay.
we know we're handling the right deer, keep our records straight.
So where does that camera shoot?
That camera's inside this stall.
Let's go inside the stall. All right. This is where the deer come, right here. And the camera is right there. And they've got a computer. They'll actually write down they'll take the ear tag number and write down data, and then the deer work back through here and go through the system. I'm glad you didn't close me up in there. I don't think I'd ever
You
gotten
wouldn't want to
out.
spend the night in there.
That is a pretty cool system. Are they fixing to feed the fawns now?
Yes, the ladies are ready to feed, waiting on us.
Let's go, let's go. I love bottle feeding fawns.
His name is Hobie in his precious.
Look at this.
There you go.
Hold on, let me get video of this.
Hey, go ahead.
Look at that.
To be
Casey,
used
what do
on
you
a
think of that? They're hot. Deer and Wildlife Stories is brought to you in part by Chaffee, Pasture in a Bag, Oilfield Camo, Record Rack Deer Feeds, and S&S Whitetail Galore.
Elam Woods Whitetails originated because the property that we purchased to start our farm was owned by the Elam family centuries ago, and the road that it's located on is called Elam Woods Road, so we named it Elam Woods Whitetails. We got started in the deer farming industry after we had taken a trip and looked at some big deer, and we loved deer all of our lives, hunted deer all of our lives, and wanted that to be a part of our lives. You can't imagine the joy that we get every day by raising our deer, tending to our deer, taking care of them, bottle feeding these fawns, watching our deer grow up. It's just the most enjoyable part of our lives. One of the greatest things about deer farming is it's something my whole family enjoys doing. We get to do it together as a family, and there's nothing more important to me than my God and my family. I don't make a living growing deer. I raise deer because it's the love of my life, and we enjoy it every single day of our lives. We're really not trying to grow the biggest deer on earth. We like big, mainframe, typical deer, pretty deer, and deer that survive well in our climate and our insects. We keep about 100 to 120 adult deer on our farm. 50 to 60 of those will be does. The rest will be either yearling bucks or adult bucks. And we have somewhere between 75 and 100 fawns every year. Deer farming can be started on a very small piece of property, 3 to 5 acres. The main thing we try to do is be sure we don't overcrowd our deer, keep a maximum of 8 to 10 deer on 1 acre so that the deer's health always stay a priority. In deer farming, it doesn't take a lot of capital. You need a pen, you need a permit, and most of all, you need a love for these animals, because if you've got that, you can make it succeed. Louisiana is a growing state from a deer industry standpoint. We had over 100 new deer farms start in Louisiana just this past year. Have a lot of people interested in deer farming, and we look forward to several years to come of a growing industry. We welcome visitors to our farm. We have a lot of visitors come by, some that may never be deer farmers, but some that will. We would like to share our farm with you, and we'd love for you to come by and see us.
That's pretty cool stuff. He's a smart guy.
If you have an interest in deer farming and you're in Louisiana, you can contact the Whitetails of Louisiana. I'm president of that organization. Or anywhere across the country, call Sean Schaefer or one of the girls up at NADEFA, the North American Deer Farmers Association. They'd be more than happy to put you in contact with some local deer farmers and your local association. There's a lot to learn, and you'll be very pleased you did.
Oh, what's that buck's name right there? My goodness.
That buck is Maxim Lookalike. He's a 4-year-old, about 24 inches wide, 320 inches more or less.
4-year-old. He looks, you know what? Maxon is one of the most famous bucks in the last 5 years.
And if you didn't know that was not Maxim, you'd tell me it was Maxim. He looks just like his daddy.
Oh my goodness.
Really pretty deer. Looking forward to breeding with him this year.
Wow. Wow. Well, Bill, are you going to wind up using him as a cover buck, or are you going to wind up using him as your primary buck?
I'll use him as a primary breeder for 15 or 20 does, and probably use him as a backup on some other does out of my AI program.
Wow. Well, he's definitely got the genetics. No place else except the Sportsman's Paradise. That's awesome deer. Awesome deer. Deer and Wildlife Stories is brought to you in part by Bad Boy Mowers and Multi-Terrain Vehicles, BuckBreeders.com, Whitetail Sales and Service, and SeamanSupply.com. Breed only the best.
Honey, I got Keith finally lined out over here on some trees. I need to get him knocked down some underbrush and I wanted doing.
He's going to save the ones with the orange flags, right?
I told him to be sure and don't touch the ones with the orange ribbons around them. Those are the shade trees we want to keep.
And he's awful busy. Are you sure he can handle this job?
Nah, he's all right. He's a busy man, but he can do more than one thing at one time. He'll be all right.
Just watch him.
I'll watch him.
Hold on. The orange ribbons, right?
Yeah, the ones with the
Right.
orange ribbons on them.
Right.
I got it.
Okay.
Hold on. All right.
Be careful with
All
him.
right, I'll be back in a little bit.
All right.
Okay.
All right. I got to knock down some.
He can handle this.
Okay, good deal.
He's not a very good operator, but he can handle this.
You marked him carefully.
I put a right ribbon on the right trees.
Good
Told him
deal.
don't touch those.
Good deal.
Okay, he can do it.
Woo-wee! I like driving big stuff. Bill said this is going to be their driveway to the new house. Perfect, too. All right. Y'all had never driven one of these things. You don't know what you're missing. We have ignition. All right, the ones with the ribbons.
No, Keith, not the ribbon.
The one with the ribbon right there. Yeah, baby! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Keith, you ain't supposed to hit the ones with the ribbon.
Yeah, he said the ones with the ribbon, I know.
Honey, you got to get out there now. He is mowing down the wrong trees. Hurry, go.
No, I told him the right ones. He can handle it.
I am looking at him. Get out there now, please.
No.
If you don't, I am.
Keith's not gonna mess up.
Oh, come on, timber! Told you I could fold a napkin with this dude. The ones with the ribbon. I like operating these. I'm really not very good at it, but I sure like operating them. Man, it all out there. Y'all got some water?
Bottom shelf of the refrigerator.
All right.
Keith, I'm afraid it's gonna be bologna sandwiches from this point forward.
What did you do?
You knocked down the wrong trees. You're supposed to knock down the ones without the ribbons, and you knocked down the ones with the ribbons.
You told me.
No.
I asked you. I said the
no.
orange ribbons, and you said yeah.
She told you that's what's important.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, you're right. You get to leave.
I hope you enjoyed today's show. And for more information on today's featured deer farmer, contact the phone number that you see on the screen right now. Or you can log on to our website where we'll have a direct link from our site to theirs. And now a conservation message brought to you by the Hunter Heritage Foundation. Many vegetarians consider themselves morally superior to hunters. They don't eat meat, so they don't have blood on their hands. Maybe that thought props up their sense of self-worth, but the ironic truth is vegans owe hunters. In reality, every apple, cucumber, and cabbage eaten by Americans has been grown by a farmer who killed animals such as rabbits and deer to protect his crop from devastation. When animal populations around farms are left unchecked, crop damage increases dramatically. The United States Department of Agriculture estimates nearly $1 billion a year worth of damage done to crops, with deer accounting for nearly 3/4 of that. Hunting is an essential tool in minimizing these losses. A study by the International Association of Fish and Wildlife Agencies concluded that if all hunting ceased, Americans would pay an extra $511 annually for produce, making it tough for poor families to afford fruits and vegetables they need for balanced meals. Plus, since unhunted deer populations can increase by 50% annually, they would quickly destroy their habitat, driving most small farm owners into unemployment. Without hunting, American farmers and families pay the price. It's a multi-billion-dollar price tag that we can't afford. Without hunting, American farmers and families pay the price. It's a multi-billion-dollar price tag we can't afford. So if someone you know likes to eat a little tofu, tell them to thank a hunter. You can now watch full episodes of Deer and Wildlife Stories and our sister program, The High Road, online 24/7 at keithwarren.net. While you're there, check out our Facebook fan page where you can become eligible to win prizes and more. Look for our new program, Ranch Properties TV, coming up this summer. This program is dedicated to the brave men and women of the United States military, past, present, and future. May God bless America. Coming up next week.
Yeah, we're here at the first annual Dream Ranch Invitational. It's an auction we're doing. It's a lot of fun. It's in Northeast United States in Pennsylvania and Hillsdale.